am a soldier. I know when I see a soldier.
Thank you, my people. We are back again. In Voice of Biafra, the person you are hearing his voice now, Ike Nadede. We have a special guest. This is his second time of coming to our studio. And Ifacho Onochie. And Ifacho Onochie is a Biafran activist and a retired Nigerian military officer. And welcome.
Thank you.
We will start with what we have to, that is the most current news is about this election. The presidential and the governorship, although they are still doing the election, they are still going to have more election this Saturday in Rivers State and other parts of Nigeria. How would you assess the election, especially the role military played, because you are a former Nigerian military officer?
Thank you. It is something that is unacceptable by any standard that soldiers should be involved in a civilian election. But the blame of the activities of soldiers during this election period, all is to the president. He was a military general. He was a former head of state. He should know better that soldiers do not involve themselves in civilian elections. By the activities that we have seen, especially in Rivers State and Akwa Ibom, is something that will retire the brigade commander in Akwa Ibom, the brigade commander in Rivers State, and all other commanders under that brigade commander will be transferred out of the two states. I no longer regard the president as a man of integrity, for I know that he hasn't got it. I am talking as a former military officer. Now, what I'm saying is that if I were in that seat where he is sitting, the brigade commander, the commanders that are in Rivers State and Akwa Ibom, sorry would be their name.
Is it possible for them to have acted without the consent of the Chief of Army Staff?
Not only Chief of Army Staff, they acted on the instruction of Chief of Army Staff, but with the knowledge of the Chief of, Commander-in-Chief, who is the President. Because they wanted to win this election by all costs. They have wasted so many lives. They have wasted so many lives. The governor of Rivers State went to visit a family, somebody who has finished his PhD, and he was made an agent of a political party, and he shot him dead. Threw the family into chaos.
The military said those people were not military officers. They were not their men. That was exactly what they said.
It is laughable. I am a soldier. I know when I see a soldier. And I know when I
go and get a military uniform and wear. And
you will know that this person is an imposter. You will know that this person is not a soldier, that is impersonating.
How would you know that?
Because when you see a soldier, even his step will tell you that this person is a soldier. His behavior will tell you that this person is a soldier. It's not now that soldiers have been turned into, I don't know what to call it. They have been turned even less than civilians. Before a soldier can go to a polling booth, he will be in mufti. He will be in mufti. And he's going to that polling booth to exercise his own right to vote. Not that he will go there for any activity. He will not support any, even if your father is the president and you are a soldier, you cannot go there to support your father. You cannot go there to influence anything. You will go there to cast your vote and go back home. In the military, you are trained that when civilians are doing their thing, you must not be seen there. That is why you don't see soldiers in the street. It's only in Nigeria that you see soldiers in the street. Tell me any other country that you find soldiers in the street. Even South Africa, that is just there. Our own South Africa, that you can't see a soldier on the street. You do not see soldiers on the street. Go to Gambia. Do you see soldiers on the street?
So that means the military.
They have no role to play in the politics.
But so they said they are not their men. Those people.
It is. If they are not their men, what was the armored car doing in the place? No. How did they get the armored car? How did the people who impersonated themselves as soldiers get access to the military equipment? There was armored cars there. Thank God for social media. You can use your phone now to video whatever that is happening and put it on social media. These things are no game. It's no game. Those people you saw there, they are soldiers. Okay, when the INEC man in River State was saying that if soldiers and Air Force say that the Army and the Air Force say that these people are no soldiers, that they should come here and arrest the people. Was anybody arrested?
Even in one instance, the police clashed with these fake soldiers, according to them.
Good.
I watched this thing.
How can the police clash with a fake soldier? Why won't police arrest them? If they are fake soldiers, why would police not arrest them? And if the military were told, like I heard when the INEC man was saying, if the army know that these people are not soldiers, that they should come here and arrest them, or identify them whether they are or not. These are the things. Let Nigerians not be fooled. They are soldiers and they are working on the instructions of Chief of Army Staff. Otherwise, the commander of the commander of Bonecamp in Bori would have been sent packing. What Akpabio used army to do in Akwa Ibom, you think Buhari does not know about it? Buhari knows very well about it. All this is the things that they have planned in order to put Buhari back to power. Because they know it's just like Okorocha. Because the Nigerians are tired of suffering. Nigerians are tired of suffering. And they have decided that there must be a change. No matter who, but not Buhari. Now Buhari decided to use soldiers to bring himself back to power. I'm only praying that the judiciary will live up to their integrity. As an independent body, they will, of course, he has bastardized, the president has bastardized the judiciary, where the president will now suspend the head of an arm of government, independent arm of government. He tried it with the National Assembly. It did not work. They failed. Now he went to the judiciary and destroyed the judiciary.
Yeah.
How can he bring somebody who is not a conventional lawyer? He's a Sharia lawyer. Now to become the acting chief justice of the Federation. How can he? What do Sharia law? Does it correspond with the conventional law? No, it does not. That is wrong appointment.
Okay, the military said they said they will set a committee to investigate what happened. Do you trust the military to do that?
How can you? It's like your wife going to slap somebody along the street there, and when they bring the complaint to you, you say, "I will investigate my wife." How are you going to, what are you going, what are you going to set up to investigate? You will now call your children to come and investigate their mother. Whether what she did was, whether what they're saying about her is true or false. That is rubbish. Investigate when everything is there on the social media. You saw it. I am surprised that even the Chief of Army Staff have not pronounced the removal of the brigade commander in Port Harcourt in Board Camp.
Okay, let's get back to our land. Less than 30% of registered voters voted in the southeast. What do you think caused that kind of low voting?
Now, the southeast, the election in southeast is something that I will not lay the blame on the Imo or the Easterners. This was caused by Radio Biafra London and their leader. How can Nnamdi Kanu tell people that they must not vote? They did not register. When they were doing registration, they did not register because they said they would not vote. That the only way that the only vote they will do is when they give them referendum. Then when INEC concluded their registration, they disenfranchised all. Do you know that the youths in Biafra land, that they are 2 times more in number than any other age in Biafra land?
It's true.
So if you disenfranchise them, how do you expect good turnout in an election? It's not possible. It's not possible. Because you can only vote when you register.
But he later told people to vote
Overnight. The people he asked to vote, do they have PVC? They have no PVC. How do they vote? When he turned around, look, I believe that there was a secret agreement between Nnamdi Kanu and the Nigerian government to make sure that Buhari does not lose the election. Because if people have voted in Imo State, if people have registered and voted in Imo State, in Eastern region, what is the difference between the number, even though it was rigging, but the difference between the number of votes that Buhari had and the one of Atiku? I can assure you that if Southeast, South have voted for Atiku, I'm not saying that I'm supporting Atiku, but what I'm saying is Atiku is the only person who would have removed Buhari. Because if you look at, there are difference between 2 evils. Buhari is the higher evil. So, if the Eastern region have voted for Atiku, as they did during the time of Jonathan, there's no way, with all the rigging they did, there's no way they could have won the election. Remember that the person who is contesting with Buhari is a Northerner, a Fulani, and a Muslim.
Yes.
So it was pure impossible. And the activities of herdsmen in North Central, there was no way Buhari could have won any election in North Central. And he did not. He did not. It's only Niger said that they reached their thing there and they won. He didn't win in Plateau. He didn't win in Taraba. He didn't win in Benue. So where will his vote come from?
think some people also said that they didn't vote because they did not believe their votes will count.
One thing is for you to understand your responsibility. Another thing is for you to abandon your right. Whether it is going to count or it wasn't going to count. Did it not count during the time of Jonathan? Did their vote not count during the time of Jonathan? It did. So it voted en masse for Jonathan. So if they had done that now and your vote did not count, then you can protest. But you cannot protest where you did not vote. You cannot protest where you did not vote. Look at somebody like Uche Nwosu, whom Okrocha sponsored. If the youth in Imo State had been allowed to register for this election and voted, the thing is that Okrocha would have packed his load before the election result. But I wonder why our people are not being sincere with themselves. You cannot blame anybody on this election except Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is to be blamed for everything that happened in this election. For APC rigging the sets back, he was responsible.
Are you saying that the people are that foolish that they will no longer know what is good and bad? That whatever Nnamdi says, they will just...
Nnamdi has brainwashed the people believing, because let me tell you something. The Biafra that is being agitated now is more than the one that we had during the war. The people are now very knowledgeable. They are educated. They are intelligent people now.
Yes.
All these people that you see that are agitating for Biafra, many of them are nuclear scientists. Many of them, they are all professionals.
Then how could Nnamdi deceive them if they were intelligent?
Because they were interested in getting freedom for Biafra. Now, anything you tell them that will ginger them, they are ready to hear it. And then they capitalize on the fact that he's an orator to talk to the people. But now they are wiser. Now they are wiser. Nnamdi said they will not vote. All of a sudden, 2 days to the election, Nnamdi said they should vote. Now they have seen the consequence of what they have done. So next time, will Nnamdi tell them not to vote? And they agree to vote? No. Any registration that is being done now, they will go out there to register and they will vote.
So you are among the Biafran activists that believe that Biafrans should participate in Nigerian politics?
And in as much as we have not gotten our own independence yet, we are still Biafrans living in Nigeria. Because we have not taken ourselves out of that entity called Nigeria. So if we have not taken ourselves out of it, when election is coming, when there is election, you weigh the two options. South, including Benin, we are won by PDP. Southeast, we are won by PDP. So these people that voted for PDP are Biafrans.
Yeah, it's true.
These people who voted for PDP are Biafrans.
In the south.
Yes, southeast and south, they are Biafrans. So these people have they have the hunger for freedom. They have the hunger for freedom. That is why they are listening to Nnamdi Kanu. Otherwise, they wouldn't listen to Nnamdi Kanu. And I'm using this opportunity to advise Biafrans to stop being stupid. Don't be a fool. Somebody cannot come today to fool you. you accept. Tomorrow you come to fool you. You will accept. Next tomorrow you will come back again. Why won't you ask question? Why won't you ask question? How many times have they said they are going to give them referendum? They are going to conduct a referendum. And even they had the temerity to tell them that this election would be a referendum.
The same date.
The same date. Where is the referendum? Where is the referendum now? People should be wiser than this. Who are in 21st century for crying aloud.
I think the one of the biggest problem, like many of them have spoken to say that no matter what you do, that they will rig out, they will write results.
Let me tell you, I think I have been involved in some elections conducted after I left the military. And I know that if you voted and you want your vote to count, you should be there. You have to be there. And now it is dawning on Nigerians to know that why Buhari refused to sign the electoral bill was to make sure that he comes back to power. Because if he had signed it, there would have been electronically transmitted results.
Yes.
So you cannot, after voting, and they have called the result in the polling booth, and you transmit the result, if they go to manipulate it anywhere again, it is the INEC chairman that will be held responsible. Because all the agents, they have their result. And I bet you, if judiciary will sit up, this election will be annulled. This very election will be annulled. Because both Dick and Harry knows that the election was rigged.
Okay, let's get back to the governance. How would you assess the performance of the governors of Eastern region in the last 4 years? Because it seems we blame the federal government a lot without looking back to what is going on in our land.
One thing I don't want to buy is the idea of people blaming federal government on every issue that concerns our states. Federal government are federal government. Do you know that some states, like Akwa Ibom, were consulting roads that belong to federal government, and at the end of the day, they will now send the bill to federal government and demand the money back. Why must other governors not imitate them? They are given allocations to take care of their states. How they use the money, the government does not question them. They don't question them. When Obi was the governor of Anambra State, for instance, he made sure that all the schools in Anambra State were equipped with computers. That's why they are the best in WAEC, NECO, and JAMB. He consulted roads everywhere. He laid a good foundation for Obiano. Obiano came in and fell into the foundation that Obi had laid. In the whole southeast, Anambra is the best now in road construction, in road network. They are the best. Talk about infrastructure in Anambra State. They are the best. You cannot compare people like Jay Bazu, who cannot look at Aba. Aba generates internal revenue more than any other place in Abia State. Why is it that Ibazu cannot construct roads in Aba, make Aba motorable? I mean, help the genesis that are in Aba? Do you know things that people produce in Aba? Aba is like Nigeria, Japan. What is he doing about it? Are we going to blame federal government for that? In Imo State, where I come from, let me use construction term. Croatia has opened many roads that are now no longer motorable. If rain falls, people cannot move. In the name of dualizing the roads, that was 419. None of these roads have been completed. None of these roads have been completed.
They just opened them and
Okorocha is just as good as, I mean, if I have the power to get Okorocha, put him in a glass cage and lock him up there, let him remain in the glass cage. Because that man is evil. The man is evil.
But he has his crowd. People.
What crowd? What crowd?
To praise him.
That is what crowd?
You mean you not all those people?
Do you know how he spent Imo State money? All the people who went to witness the rally for his in-law, Uche Nwosu, they were all paid money. They were all bought. Why didn't they put him into power now? Why did they not put Uche Nwosu into power? Because the Imolites are wiser.
You know, you said something. You said that Anambra P2B did well, and in fact, in the whole of Eastern region, so Anambra that is working, Anambra is the best. That's the only state that ABGA is in government. Why is it that the other states in Eastern region abandon ABGA?
What I will say about ABGA, don't lose the sight of the fact that Okorocha won election in Imo State under ABGA.
That's true.
He won election in Imo State under ABGA. Now he decided to decamp to APC. Was it not difficult for him to win the election, his second tenure? It was difficult for him to win his second tenure because he left ABGA and went to APC. That's the problem. Now, in ABGA, there is a problem in ABGA. The ABGA people are interested in money.
That's the leadership.
Leadership is chasing money instead of laying good foundation for the party. ABGA, if you ask me, I will advise the Biafrans, if they want a political party, they should not take ABGA. Look at the election that the primaries that they conducted, ABGA conducted. There's no place that they did good primaries. They took money and they put in people in there. And there was problem in like Imo State. It was Ararume, not Ararume that won. Ararume was selected.
Okay.
Because there were Uche Nyagocha, there were FrankNej, there were somebody Oboko, and so many of them.
Even Donatus Ibemoga's son.
Yes. Moga's son was among. Do you know why PDP had a good outing in this election? Because of the conduct of their primaries in Port Harcourt, presidential primaries in Port Harcourt. The thing was, it was free and fair, so glaring to everybody that whoever loses lost because he lost. He was not popular, or people did not feel that this person can challenge Buhari. And what happened after they have declared somebody winner, the rest of them did not grumble. Rather, they came together to support Atiku. That is the problem with ABGA. If ABGA had conducted free and fair election, I am telling you, I can assure you that they would have won this election in Imo State. they would have won this election in Imo State. Abia own is, I don't know what happened in Abia. I don't know what happened in Abia. I don't believe that Ipazo could have won Oti. No. And mind you, Ipazo, Umahi, Obiano, and Okrocha, they worked together to kill Biafrans. They worked together to kill Biafrans. They agreed that this Biafra cause must die.
But many of them have denied that.
They can, will they accept it? Will they, no, when the time comes, the truth will come out. When the time comes, the truth will come out. They killed our own blood, our own youth, simply because they want to be in power, to embezzle the state money. I want to use this opportunity to congratulate Imo people.
Yeah, let's go back to Imo. There's Ihedioha now, the governor-elect.
Yeah.
Is there really hope there? Because the interview we had with Dr. Chukwuemeka, I said after Samambakwe, he had never seen any other person. Is this Ihedioha, Chief Ihedioha, going to be the new Samambakwe? Because Imo State, you know, people fail to understand that Imo State GDP is over $14 billion US, more than that of Rwanda. But there's nothing. We keep hearing of potential. There's potential in Imo State, there's potential in Abia State, potential in Enugu State, but nothing to show.
Look,
so is there going to be a hope from this man? That
question you ask me now should be a question the Imos will ask Emeka Ihedioha. Because now it is time for Emeka Ihedioha to write his name with gold in the history book of Imo State. Like Mbakwe wrote his name in gold. Nobody in Imo State that will forget Mbakwe in a haste. Mbakwe was the one who administered the state of Imo, Abia, and Ebonyi put together. And he made the great impact that he made, that everybody now remembers Mbakwe. It's time for Ihedioha. Yes, especially Ihedioha. Now, Okorocha had destroyed Imo State utterly. Ihedioha has a lot in his hands. He has a lot to work with. Because you have federal government, you have state government, you have local government. Okorocha went and introduced what he called the fourth tier of government in Imo State, where he dissolved all town unions. He dissolved all town unions, including the one in my own place.
Does he have such right?
Constitutionally, he hasn't.
And people obeyed him.
Do you know that in Nigerian politics, it's winner takes all, and the people are so powerful. It's like the president. How can somebody who is so sick like that stay in that place, and other people will be manipulating his administration? He doesn't know what is happening. He does not know what is happening. So the governors in their states are so powerful that they now hold the power of life and death in their state. It's not supposed to be so, because we have checks and balances. In Imo State, it's only the judiciary that is 50% free. There is nothing like Imo House of Assembly. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing like Imo House of Assembly, because Okorocha rendered them useless, dissolved all the local government administration, and appointed caretakers. And a few months ago, he said he wanted to conduct election. How can you, within 2 months, 1 month or two announcement, and you want to conduct an election. And could you believe that APC won all the 27 local governments in Imo State? So he tied the hands of other parties because they boycotted the election because it's not right.
But is it the governors alone or the House of what of the people? Because I also understand that some of the people, members of assembly, who didn't do anything, who didn't hold him accountable, accountable, they were re-elected again. They were re-elected by the people. If they didn't perform well, why did the people re-elect them?
Not all of them were elected.
Most of them.
Most of them were re-elected. And by the means of their election was like the federal government election. It was rigging. Because they were hoping that Uche Nwosu will win that election. Now, see what will happen. By May 29th, when they will be sworn in, watch out how many people in Imo State that will come from APC to PDP. Watch out. That will show you that they were not voted in there because they performed. No, they rigged their way in. And Okorocha muzzled them. There was no debate. I have not heard of one bill that they passed in Imo State. Nobody challenged Okorocha because he was giving them money to shut them up. At least the person who is representing Uta local government, Uta constituency in Imo House of Assembly is from my own village. What has he done?
But did he win the election? Did he win and was he re-elected?
I don't know. I'm yet to find out whether I think it should be him. The guy who challenged him was murdered.
Was killed?
Yes, the guy who challenged him was murdered. I have it in I have the photograph in my phone. Christian Agorua, he was murdered before the election. This is how politicians, the extent politicians can go to clinch power. A lot of things is going wrong in Imo State, for goodness me. We as Imolites should stand up now.
Before we go, the new governor-elect had already accused Okorocha, the governor, of withdrawing 17 billion naira. Is it an escape route for him because he may start with excuse when he's in government? Are you ready to hold him to account? Because this allegation, which is not verified yet, that the Okorocha withdraw 17 billion, is it a way of telling the Imo people, look, please don't hold me accountable?
I am not a politician. I don't belong to any political party. I don't like APC as a party. Because APC is a deceitful party. But I am happy with what they have done to Okorocha. By suspending Okorocha, they will expel Okorocha from their party. Because Okorocha has opened his mouth wide to say that he's going to reveal how APC won this election. That all their secret that he's going to say it to the public. Now they have decided that he will expel him before he gives such information. So I'm glad that they suspended Okorocha. Back to the question that you asked me about the 17 billion that he took. Let me tell you, Imo is the 5th richest state in Nigeria, because one thing I want to let you know is that we have 13% derivation fund which comes to Imo State every month because of Uguta local government and Ohajeboma. What has Okorocha done for those people who are bringing the money that he is siphoning with his family? Nothing, absolutely nothing. Emeka Ihedioha will not give an excuse. He knows what to do. He's a politician. First of all, he will write a petition to EFCC to come and pick up this man and let him bring back the money. He will do within this period what he has to account for what he has done with it. His accountant, the accountant general of Imo State, had been already picked up by the EFCC because he went and withdrew 100 million in a day, and he has not accounted for it. Okorocha withdrew money, but they did not arrest Okorocha because he has immunity.
Yes.
But as soon as he leaves by 29th of May, you people will hear what will happen to him.
Thank you.
Ebeka unusi Biafra, Ebeka unusi Biafra, Gamavapu Biafra, Gawe bozo gabibi, Agamavapu Biafra, Gawe bozo gabibi, Biafra gade.